Antwerp is in this small, unique league of cities that were once incredibly important and had massive influence on the global stage. But listen to this. In the early 16th century, 40% of the world's trade moved through Antwerp. Various commodities imported and exported through the port on the river Scheldt made the city's fortunes over time. Sugar, pepper, textiles, silver, and especially, to this day today, diamonds. Today, Antwerp doesn't seem to begrudge its historical fate. Okay, it is still the second largest port in Europe. It's the capital of the Flanders region of Belgium, but now this is such an unassuming place. The citizens here are active, vocal, and passionate about making their city better. I am looking forward to finding out how that is working out for them. I'm going to reconnect with old friends, I'm going to meet new people, and hopefully I'm going to find many great ideas that are transferable to cities around the world. Let me start with this. I really dig Antwerp. Always have. There's something about its scale, about its diversity and its energy that just feels right. This, let's call it mid-sized city, has managed to create a very singular citizen engagement. I mean, rarely have I seen this many groups hustling together on so many social and environmental projects. That's because many people here are focused on making the city and its neighborhoods more sustainable, more livable. But that, of course, is an ongoing process. Like so many places around the world, Antwerp is changing. Developers and investors are building shiny towers and planning mega projects. On top of that, Antwerp, a traditionally socialist city, has swung to the right. And some people now want to run the city like a business, opening the gates to the private market. So, is Antwerp on the verge of losing its inherent life-sized identity? I'm here to find out. Good morning. How are you, Pascal? I've been coming to Antwerp for many years, and I like it. I love the city. But every time I come here, I just wonder to myself, what is this place? There are recognizable urban features for me as an urban designer, but then it's unlike so many other cities in the region. So that's the first question. Like, what is Antwerp?
I like that you say that, because Antwerp is in fact a city of contradictions. But I think here are main things which came together, which makes, in a way, Antwerp unique. And that is, at one side, of course, is a port, which is very big. And yeah, you have typical working class, immigration also enormously in Antwerp. I think we have more than 150 identities in Antwerp. And at the same time, you have a very rich bourgeois city in which trade was central from, let's say, the 14th century already. And you have a rich art tradition with Rubens, etc. And for me, this is the contradiction.
Pascal Gielen is a professor of sociology and a researcher. He co-authored The Rise of the Common City, a book which explores how collective actions led by citizens can generate a better urban sustainability than a purely market-driven approach. Now, every city has their list of primary issues that they're dealing with. What would that list be here in Antwerp?
Yeah.
Urban issues, of course.
Urban issues are at the first place, maybe the traditional ones. There's more green in the city. It's very important, I think. Second is this mobility, and especially for cycling. There are still streets in Antwerp where you cannot cycle. It's impossible, and you will be killed. It's really kind of by car. So the cars need to be out of the city. So I think the city can go in two directions at this moment. We are really at a kind of turning point. You see more and more that the car becomes again central. in the city. Yeah? For example, they are still building here centrally parking spaces in the center of the city so that this car needs to come in the city. Plus, you have the real estate investments, which rise the prices enormously at this moment. And at the same time, you will see in this city a lot of activists, it's booming, the activists, I would almost say, who fight for cycling streets, green in the city, affordable housing.
Yet it still feels like all of this bottom-up effort is being suppressed from the top and simply not taken seriously at all.
Antwerp needs to give more and more the city back to the citizens of Antwerp. So that means that they can arrange more and more, again, green in the streets, that they do something really about diversity and integration in the city. And I think at least that the scale of the city is fine enough for me. I'm sick, let's say like that, about this whole idea of growth, economical growth, etc. And this kind of, it's almost a neurotic way of thinking about cities, but also the economy. I think we have to go to a circular city, have trade on a human scale.
Yeah.
And that's again why I say we are really at a crossroad.
So if the city officials here are maybe leaning towards one direction on this crossroads you're talking about, what kind of things are they doing? What do you see as the main issues from coming out of City Hall?
I think you see a beautiful example. There's no green. This is, I think, 2 years old, constructed. So
what is it?
this is the view of the city government at this moment. You see their high-rise coming up. When you go in this place over there, it's a dead city.
If this is an indication of how they want to design public space, this is it kind of says everything right here.
A massive redevelopment of the quays along the River Scheldt, a $100 million car tunnel, a vast greenless public space by the Opera House, large-scale residential towers. It just feels like things here went from small is beautiful to bigger is better. But activists and citizens are uniting because, well, that's what we do.
So we see in the city a rise of what I call the commons, and which grows everywhere. And it started already, of course, with the financial crisis in 2007, 2008, 2009. There were growing groups of citizens who want to self-manage certain resources in the city. Can be buildings, can be even streets, can be parks, etc. So they build up a kind of system, what I call between the free market system and the subsidized system. So it is really where they say the government doesn't take care, we need to take care. Can also be building a school, for example, for the children in a community. And this is now very much what I see in the city is going on, is we call it also the rise of the common city, in which a lot of citizens take care and try to be in the management, literally together as a collective, of certain spaces in the city and resources.
And it is needed more than ever. Public spaces and buildings are being sold to private developers and real estate investors. Not only does this take the city away from the people, but it also creates a generic place in which everything becomes more expensive.
Hi.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Very good.
Good. It's like Saturday morning in Antwerp, and there's some action going on here. What's happening exactly right now?
We're building a new construction. It's quite experimental. It's in the pavement, and we want to put more green in the streets. So we're greening around this building. It's an old church, and we do it with the neighbors all together. We started last year.
Koen Wijnants is a biologist, social entrepreneur, and activist. In 2018, he founded Commons Lab, a citizen collective that encourages people to play an active role in their city's transformation.
Commons is all about a shared resource, people who share a resource and are taking care of that resource, and also making agreements about the use of the shared resource. So for instance, this street, you could frame it as a common, as a shared resource, a shared space. Everybody in the street is using the street, and they can always take care for the street, make decisions about the development of the street.
So it's you who decides what's going on, a little group of forward-thinking urbanists,
Yeah.
but the citizens who live here,
Yeah.
how do you engage them in the process? How do you make them feel like they have ownership over your urbanist project?
Yeah, so last year we started with de-paving the street and greening the street. So we went door by door and we ringed at every door and we tried to meet everybody. So for us it's important and it's really necessary to let everybody in, to let everybody participate. So otherwise it won't work. What we're trying to do the last years, we don't ask permission anymore. In the beginning, sometimes the people of our local government, they were quite annoyed by what we were doing everywhere in the city. But now they say, okay, but they're doing nice things and they just let us do everything.
And Commons Lab has been very busy. They support 30 garden streets. They work with multiple community centers and gardens. They've created the Antwerp Urban Food Council, a traveling food forest, community composting, bike-friendly school streets, and they've pushed for bottom-up management of slow streets. Everything they do revolves around the fundamental idea that a city is a common good. Commons Lab has found modest funding from various public sources to help them create their initiatives, but their primary resource is the citizens themselves.
Hello, Michael. Hello. We just rocked up to another highly organized, effective group of local people here. Can you tell me, what are we going to do? We got machines, we got tools. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so this is one of the garden streets, what we call, and we stimulate people to de-pave their streets, to collect also rainwater, and people are taking care for all the greens as you see here. So this is one of the great streets in Antwerp where people really green their streets and take care of their streets.
So these are all citizens living on the street?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Now, we rode our bikes here, and as we're riding along, Koen is pointing at the strips of green, going, oh yeah, we did that last year. Oh yeah, we did that last year. So it's not just here today. You're pointing out all of these ones that you've done over time, right?
Yeah, these barrels, we put them here, I think it was in 2017. This is a biking parking lot with a green roof on top.
I can see there's sod on the top,
yeah. And they installed it, I think, 2 years ago. So we're busy for a few years, and it takes. Yeah, it's step by step. It's small actions. Of course, as citizens, we don't have that much time. We don't have all those budgets.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. It's fun, but you're not doing it because it's fun. You're doing it because there is a need for more green in Antwerp. What is the state of the green nation here?
Oh, there's big discussion. Some people think that there's not green enough. So, but also as citizens, we cannot wait, and we have to accelerate the transition to a more climate-adaptive city.
So what's it like doing the city's job for them and not getting paid for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's sometimes awkward. We do this as volunteers, and sometimes, it's a lot of people are also saying, it's not our job to do that work. It's a job of the city. But on the other hand, we can wait and do nothing. But we like the action more, and it's also fun. You get to know your neighbors. Every Saturday, I work all day long in different streets and different places as a volunteer.
Yeah. Oh.
Ah, yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Good job. Cool.
Good
Cheers.
job. Good job.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here in Antwerp, like so many other places, developers are happily slapping up homes and apartments for people with means. There are 20,000 social homes and apartments in this city, but there are 40,000 people on the waiting list. It's estimated that 30% of the population in this city live below the poverty line. There is such a desperate need for affordable housing. But luckily, I found some good people who decided to do the city's job for them. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Can you tell me where we are in the context of Antwerp?
We are in one of the Antwerp districts and on a very nice square.
Yeah.
And on this square, we are busy renovating 4 houses. The one in the corner, this one, the other one, and number 28. And we are doing that to guarantee housing for poor families with children.
Dirk de Pover is the man behind Collective Good, a co-op that sets up homes for families with limited means. A bit of context here. In Flanders, the government does not manage social housing. Instead, it allocates money to private companies that are in charge of it all. Collective Good gets vacant houses that they're unwilling to invest in. In exchange, the companies get shares in the co-op.
These homes are 100 years old. Some of them are really ruins, and we try to upgrade this quarter again. There is a lack of social housing in this country. We have a lot of poor people, but they have to rely on the private market. It's very expensive, it's very discriminative, so people don't find homes. And the government, in our view, is not investing enough in social housing.
Oh, wow. Hello.
Counting both the completed homes and the ongoing renovations, Collective Good has 70 houses to its name. Their model relies on agreements with social housing companies and loans from financial institutions. This money is progressively paid back through the social rents, set at half the market price. It can take 25 years to pay for the renovations, but hey, somebody is doing it. And that is a lesson for all of us.
In Antwerp, the problem is huge. We will not solve this problem with our 70 houses, but we try with this project, which is very innovative, try to convince others, to inspire others in Antwerp, elsewhere, in other cities, to do the same thing.
How long will it take for a family to be filling this space?
In a few months, these 4 houses on this square will be finished, and it means that 4 new families with children will come to live here. They will get to know each other, they will do things together. We do not only provide stones, but also solidarity, if you want. And by enhancing solidarity, we improve life conditions for so many people.
The solidarity goes beyond the families living in these homes. The workers renovating the houses are part of another social program, helping them integrate into the job market and gather experience by teaching them the trade. Hekmatullah arrived from Afghanistan when he was 18. After a 2-year internship with Collective Good, he was quickly promoted to become one of the instructors.
Okay, so this is an element that I think is really cool. You try and find the financing to renovate these houses, but then the people who are working here are actually part of a social program to train them in a new way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
People are sent to us, if you want, by the social welfare administration of the city, and they are asked to work here in a kind of internship to get work experience in order to later on integrate in the labor market.
Zeker, ja, zeker. Ik ben echt blij om met collectief goed te werken. En ik heb kansen gekregen, veel op tijd. Dat groeit zo naar hier in België. En op werk ook. Ik heb veel geleerd in collectief goed. Dus ik ben echt blij van collectief goed. Veel mensen die nu ken ik, die zijn daar op andere plaatsen werken en op goede job vast contracten krijgen of zo. En dat is voor ons is heel mooi om te zien, omdat wij hier was bij ons 1 jaar en leren.
Antwerp's population is growing each and every year. Collective Good won't solve the whole housing problem on its own, but it does change lives. With Dirk, I visit a family who recently moved into their new home.
Hello. Where were you living before?
In the central station, yeah.
But in a smaller place?
In an apartment.
In an apartment, okay.
Yeah.
Were you happy when you moved here?
Yeah, because that was a really small place.
Yeah.
We didn't have really much room to play, but here it's like a lot of place for childs to play, the park and stuff. And there are lots more children here, so you can be friends with them.
The Saberi family arrived from Afghanistan in 2015 and were living in a 43 square meter apartment. But then, through social services, they heard about collective good. 2 years later, they moved into a beautifully renovated house with separate rooms for the kids.
So if you had not found this house or the program, would you still be living in the very small apartment?
احتمال زیاد چون بالاخره دلم میشد ما مجبور بودیم نمیجی ها یا ذکر وانت دی خروط apartment gewonnen moet meer betalen en ik werd close voor mij is heel moeilijk worden met 3 kinderen kan bijvoorbeeld €1000 betalen voor een appartement mindere prijs betalen in een grote huis is moeilijk. Maar als wij komen hier bij de SVG en dan bij de collectief goed, voor ons is heel goed over die mooie huis, renovatie, nieuw huis, een grote huis en mindere prijs betalen. Voor ons is heel leuk, heel goed.
What is it like for you to come into a complete home where the family has been here for 4 years?
I'm very proud every time I have the chance to visit somebody in one of our houses. But the most important thing is the heart and mind of the people who improve their life by coming to live with us.
And this is the whole point, right?
It's-
a family living here for 4 years, settled in a nice neighborhood.
That's why we do it.
Yeah,
That's why we do it. And we hope that, well, children have room to play, but also to study, and they will do better at school, and the health is improved, and on so many life domains, good housing is an improvement.
As families dealing with poverty struggle to find adequate housing, their youth often end up hanging out in parks and public spaces with very little to do. This is where SAAMO comes in. This incredible NGO tackling exclusion has created Together on the Streets, a program through which community workers hit the streets to meet and help the youth. They talk to them, they listen to them, guiding them towards a better future.
Hey, Ali, good to see you.
Michael,
Yeah.
how are you?
Good.
SAAMO is a social organization. We try to help people that live in poverty. So we try to meet those people, talk to them, build a relationship. We focus mostly on the youth. Me, I like to say it like we make invisible people, we make them visible.
Ali El Moussawi grew up here in Borgerhout, one of Antwerp's most diverse neighborhoods. He's been volunteering, helping those around him since the age of 18. He's now a community worker for SAAMO and a leading figure of the Together on the Streets initiative.
Here in Borgerhout, if you see inside the wall, the poverty numbers is like 30%, between 30 and 35%.
Living below the line of poverty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very big. If you see outside the wall, it's like 18%, 20%. So it's almost half.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Walaikum salam, kuzam, lah, bikhair. Here in Borgerhout is a small district. 30% is younger than 18 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There is no lot of open places. If you calculate how many open places there is here in Borgerhout and you calculate the people, you have less than 1 meter square for one person who living here. Less than 1 meter square. So when people coming outside and when the children, the young guys coming on the street, they form like groups in every open place there is because there is no much open place. Right. That's very important that they have a place where they can play, where they can be themselves, where they can develop their own identity, get to know other children.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
Michael.
assalamualaikum. Are you all from the neighborhood? You were born here?
Yes.
Cool.
4 or 5 years ago, I was sitting on this
Square?
on this square, and one of his colleagues passed by, and he talked to me. He told me, "What if I told you that I can give you a chance to be part of an organization? What would you think of that?" I told him it was great.
Okay.
Mooi, daarna heeft hij mij gevraagd van, ja, we gaan op een soort van kamp. Ja. En daarvoor had hij me als eerste uitgenodigd. Dat was mijn eerste contact met SAAMO op straat, een kamp, en een aangenaam kamp.
Thanks for your time.
Ciao.
Thanks, man.
Khalid, Lawan, the guys we were talking to, Ayman, who's a volunteer. Last year he wanted to stop school because he had a lot of problems with the different teachers. He come late at school, hanging in the street late. And yeah, we helped him and he's getting back to school.
The program is open to all, but in Borgerhout, the vast majority of the youth who end up on the streets are males in their teens. Many have simply lost faith in the system. And of course, they face the typical issues: poverty, racism, drugs, crime, violence.
The place where we're going to now is a part of the neighborhoods where are more problems, more poverty, also a lot of problems between police and the youth who are hanging out. But this is also the place where we are with our project the most active. You can almost feel the difference. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hey.
What
are your experiences with SAAMO and with Ali and the other good people? What do you think?
SAAMO is for me like home.
Yeah?
It's simple like that. Everything I did with SAAMO helped me to where I'm right now. I'm a rapper.
Okay, cool.
Like SAAMO helped me in the whole progress. Also, just in life, they help us with some tips and tricks how to be efficient in every way of life. So
right.
SAAMO means a lot for me.
What kind of things were you and other kids that you know struggling with?
If I compare myself to the past, I was a troublemaker at school. Everywhere I go, there was trouble. So we were always here. They said to us like, what do you do in your free time? And we just said, we're chilling, you know? We're here, we're doing our thing. And then they said, come with us. So for every aspect, school, sports, music, every talent, there is someone who could help us in everyone's ways.
In the organization, like, go.
Hou het 100 als een stik, er is dadelijk een lik. In jouw lyrics of jouw team, maar broertje, hier is geen plik. Ik ben met echte daders, zoveel feiten, kan niet praten. Ik kom niet af met die verhalen over peekjes die je maakte.
Boom.
Okay, nice.
It's nice to meet. No, we get where you shake hands, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Hey, thanks.
Another perfect example, if we even need one, that you can change things and help people just by sitting down and listening to them, giving them a purpose.
In all your years' experience, right? 28 years doing this. I mean, you have seen enough success stories,
yes,
right? I mean, that must make you want to go on despite the struggles.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you don't have that success stories, you cannot keep going for 28 years to do this kind of job.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. That's the profit that we make out of our work, and that's what gives us, me particularly for myself, that's give me energy to keep going. And every day you hear different stories, every day you have different situations, and every day working on solutions.
Together on the Streets is only one of the many projects SAAMO supports. They tackle housing, social security, labor, and the use of public space. Plain and simple, they're contributing to, oh yeah, a life-sized city.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So today we're collecting this fruit as part of the Compan. Compan is this social kitchen in Borgerhout, also in Antwerp. It's especially about bringing people together and also closer to food, so harvesting is part of the project.
Carl founded de Compan, a community space where people from all walks of life learn about each other through food. The project was kickstarted when a local theater group bought an old bakery, hoping to turn it into a restaurant. And Carl proposed the creation of a community kitchen for the entire neighborhood.
Would this fruit go to waste if it were not for a group like you?
Yeah, in this place in particular, yes. Because the people living in the houses you see around this garden, they're mainly elder people. they pick some fruit, like the low-hanging fruit.
There you go. Yeah.
And everything else is just left. And for us, it's an opportunity of bringing people together in the picking, but also in the cooking, and also then in the eating, of course.
All right.
De Compant gets its goods from various sources: harvesting, leftovers, markets and grocery stores, and donations from nearby farms. Everything ends up in the kitchen, and that's where the magic happens.
Okay.
So
Lots of action. How many people are coming to eat today?
Usually it's around 30, 40 people.
Okay, that's a lot of food that needs to be prepared.
Really?
Hello. Michael, hello.
Hello. Do you like to do this one?
Sure.
Okay. Peel it, yes, peel it, and then I'm going to put it in the oven.
We get the vegetables, we don't know what we're gonna get, and we need somebody who takes the decision.
Okay.
What we are going to make, and all the rest helps. And every week it's somebody else.
Okay.
So we decide on forehand who's gonna be the chef.
Yeah.
Today it's Rien.
Because I work, and then when I have time, I tell Carol, this day I can come.
Okay. So how many hours will you spend here today?
6 hours?
6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But it's fun.
Yeah, oh, lovely. I love it.
Yeah.
I
So
love
cool.
it. I found my place. This is my place.
So like all ideas have a root somewhere. So where did you get the idea for starting this organization?
Born and raised in these neighborhoods. I've been abroad, like living abroad for more than 10 years. I came back to Belgium with my Italian wife and my son. And I was really missing a place where I could meet people, like people not different from me. It's the basic idea I had in mind is bringing people together from different classes, different cultural backgrounds, sharing their thoughts and their ideas, but also their stories, right?
Yeah.
Around 120 people from the neighborhood gravitate to De Compant. It also welcomes refugees and asylum seekers. With a small subsidy from the city, meals are served on the pay-what-you-can model.
It's not specifically about refugees or migrants or newcomers or elder people or younger people or lonely people. It's really about bringing everybody together. And maybe the most beautiful thing what happens inside this place, it's a nice food, it's great, but it's also changing the roles. It's about somebody who comes in here with maybe a question, maybe he seeks company, he's asking for help in some kind of way, and then the next week he's the one who's cooking or she's the one who's cooking. So it's about flipping these roles in people's lives and giving them the opportunity of sharing also, not just always taking this help, this relief.
So it's not only helping, it's empowering.
Exactly.
Do you think this is a model that could be easily replicated in Amsterdam, Berlin, Copenhagen, Stockholm? You know what I mean?
I think it's simple. I think it's not complicated. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
But I think we're still thinking about what makes this place special for some people. And it's not about helping a poor person getting food on his plate and getting and eating. It's about giving this poor person also the opportunity of building an important network.
Cool.
And that's nice.
Yeah, nice. It's beautiful.
Like Berlin in the 90s, Antwerp has an edge, a feeling of freedom and possibilities. It's a place where creativity thrives. But all of that is now under threat. The local real estate market has boomed, putting profit well above well-being. In his latest film, Warm Regards from Antwerp, Jan Beddegenouts explores how the disappearance of creative spaces is altering the city's identity.
So what is it? Green Port?
Green Port, yeah, man. They're gonna develop a new kind of green area, but like nowadays in Antwerp, this is called a park these days.
Okay.
So I present you a new park, and when I'm a developer, I could even sell you like, oh, you're gonna live next to a park, even though it's like 1 square meter of some grass.
Historically, artists have been very flexible. Right? They always find the cheap rents, you know, throughout history, Paris in the 20s, you know, and stuff like that. I mean, is that still the case here?
Yeah, so far it was. It was very feasible for artists to come and live and work here, to both have a place to live and a place to work. And this is now getting a bit more difficult. Now we are not sure how it's going to develop as we're getting pushed more and more outside the city center. And that's one of the things that's now happening rapidly in Antwerp.
Yeah, more and more of these luxury apartments. And then when you say, like, okay, we need space for artists to do our stuff, the first response from politicians would be like, no, but we need to build apartments because so many people don't have a place to live. But then the biggest amount of apartments they are building are these luxury flats for this amount of money that most of us people from Antwerp can't even afford. The question we have is in which way we will see our city center develop when all of these spaces are pushed away. Yeah. So in which way we can still feel that this city center is ours. The place where you work, it really defines the way you make your art also. And I think this is a good example of a building where that feels organically. So if they just put you in a white box, this will also influence you the way you make your work. So that's why we also like to work in these spaces that are a bit forgotten. Mm-hmm. So you can make also a character out of this building. And I'm just a bit afraid that at a certain moment they will all be gone, and then you walk through the city center and the soul is gone.
This is Atelier Phare, an artist collective that's been occupying this old brewery since 2021. All around the city, creative groups have been revitalizing abandoned spaces in exchange for basic services and a low rent, or no rent at all. Jan takes me to Archipel, where 30 artists and collectives have renovated a former stable in the slaughterhouse district of Den Dam.
Well, that took some physics to figure out how to get that to hang there. Huh?
There's some very talented craftsmen here. It's amazing. Hey, Sarah.
Yo, dag Jan.
Hey.
Ça va?
Hi, Michael.
Hey,
Hello.
Michael.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Sarah
so
from
here we are.
Archipel, she created this beautiful space here together with her collective Rooftop Tiger.
Sarah Dandois, member of the Rooftop Tiger Art Collective, is a coordinator at Archipel. Sadly, though, after all of the hard work transforming and repurposing this place, they've recently been told they'll have to move out because, well, the building was sold. Yeah.
So as you see, we don't have private studios. We have a big open space, and we like the way it is like this because you meet and you work more together.
But it's also part of the creative process. You can sort of see, oh, what's he working on? What's she doing over there, right? It is a collective.
What is this machine?
Yeah.
How does it
Can I
work?
borrow a screwdriver?
Yeah, like
all right.
this, like this.
Cool.
So this is also all these machineries. It's from private people, and they brought it together, and we all use it together.
Okay.
Archipel is home to a variety of artists, but its doors are open to the public. It hosts live radio, concerts, slam nights, workshops, afternoon reading events, and activities for the kids.
So how do you describe what spaces like this, these creative artistic spaces, bring to the city of Antwerp?
Yeah, I think this is really a learning space, a non-formal learning space where we, the artists, are the creative motor and work together with the neighborhood around to rethink the city, to make it more livable. We can do experiments, socio-artistic experiments. We bring people together. So I think it's really important to have this kind of hubs into the city tissue. Mm-hmm. So don't push them out, but leave gaps that are not yet designed.
The Den Dam neighborhood is gentrifying fast, and the real estate market is making it tough for artists and for the working class. Luckily, Archipel has managed to find another home nearby.
They promised us that we can move with our workshop towards a hangar from Angie.
Yeah?
Over there with the blue gates.
So just there, right?
Yeah, it's smaller, but it's more comfortable. Like there is heatings, there is offices, there is... So we will have to get rid of all our stock or treasure.
Yeah, okay.
But we will have better conditions.
Yeah, and will that be permanent, or is there also like a lifespan for that?
Well, actually they promised us 5 till 10 years, and still, till now, it's still a negotiation. I hope they will host us further and they can see the value that we give towards a neighborhood in transformation.
Antwerp's transformation is accelerating. Its biggest project is a controversial one, to say the least. Known here as the Osterwheel, this mega project, with an estimated cost of $8 billion, will create the missing link to the ring road that circles the inner city and add a new highway connected to the port for through traffic. And the plan also includes covering a large stretch of the highway, creating green space on top.
In Antwerp, we are strangled by a huge international highway. It's like 300,000 passengers a day, and 25% of it is trucks. So you see trucks and trucks and trucks all the time.
Behind us, behind you anyway, like is
it's
nothing
a
but
Berlin
trucks.
wall of trucks.
It's
And they come
insane.
from Rotterdam, they go to Marseille, they come from Lithuania, from Ukraine, they go to London.
In the early 2000s, the Flemish government, backed by the city, planned to build a new highway. Yeah, I know. To connect the city's ring road. Activist Manu Claes, with his friends from the group Straten Generaal, were part of the fight to prevent this disaster right from the start. And they succeeded. Backlash from the citizens eventually led to the rejection of the idea in a 2009 referendum. Through a tumultuous process, an unprecedented partnership was struck between government, citizen groups, and the private sector. And that's how the project was modified, to try and cover up and hide most of that highway.
We are a pocket-sized metropolis, as we call ourselves, but we're stuck in the middle of, the Low Countries, the Ruhrgebiet with all the major German cities, and they send all this traffic through Antwerp. So we're strangled with this traffic, and we also have a lack of green space.
Right.
And so we made a historic mistake in the 60s to install an American-designed highway with all kinds of junctions and way too much lanes, and so these lanes were filled more and more. And then in the last 20 years in Antwerp, we had a debate on how are we going to undo this historical mistake, and we found a solution, and this is the solution.
Manu now sits on the board of directors of the partnership, making sure the citizens get what they asked for, including covering 10 of the ring road's 12 kilometers in order to create public space.
It's one thing to redo this whole ring road with the caps, but we also want to have less traffic. And so there's a modal shift plan for the whole region of Antwerp, so that the 70% cars that are driving around now, that they will reduce to 50%. And I hope that's only a beginning, so that we can go even further when the mental shift has started.
So it's big, it's dirty, it's noisy right now. When I come back and it's finished, what am I going to see from this vantage point?
You won't see any trucks, you won't see any cars on the highway because it's going to be underneath. And then all you will see is park here, like 100 acres of park. The tram will run underneath the park above the highway. It will be two times two lanes. It's to connect one part of the city to the other part. There will be a lot of bike lanes in all kinds of directions. There will be an improved train station there. There will be playgrounds, there will be sport fields, there will be a new residential area over here. And the most essential thing is that the neighborhoods have decided on what will come here. It's not like big shot designers have said, this is what we think that should be there, to make sure that this responds to what the neighborhood wants.
So you have explained it to me very concisely. I'm never a fan of monster infrastructure for automobiles. But why? What the big why in a beautiful, livable, life-size city like I think Antwerp is? I understand you're a hub in this densely populated part of Europe, second largest port. I get all that, but I mean, still, why?
Well, the thing is, it looks livable, but it is not livable. So when you live in Antwerp, you see, you smell, you feel the highway all the time. So first thing is, we want to have less traffic on the existing highway because this is not a ring road around Antwerp, it's a highway through Antwerp. There's as many people living inside, so-called inside, as outside. So it's really going through the heart of the city. So we need to make sure that all the trucks that are not supposed to pass here, that they can go around the city. And then we'll be able to make it narrower, less lanes, driving speed go down, put a cap on it.
So you dig a trench you make the highway, and then in a few years somebody runs out of money and you're just left with an open highway.
Yeah.
Is there a risk for this?
No, not at all.
Why? I mean, come on. I mean, you never know with politics changing, economies.
There's no risk because the money for the four first ring parks is already allocated. So this 1.25 billion has been augmented. Okay. There's more money, but we will be still around in this architecture, so we'll make sure that it happens.
Kind of half convinced me that this is a good idea, and you know how tough I am to convince about that, so yeah.
Well, it's a tough question.
Here's the sad truth. The car is still king here, used for 42% of trips to work. That number rockets to 70% for all trips when you look at the 32 municipalities around the city. Yeah. Trying to engineer our way out of huge problems seems so last century. Because, as we know, it's often the small-scale solutions that work best.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Michael. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Okay, you guys look ready to go.
Yes.
Explain to me what we're going to be doing today.
So there's a problem here with the traffic jam on the shopping streets. Nobody's happy. The shoppers are not happy. We are not happy because we live here. So we were thinking, what can we do? So we think on a bingo.
Bavo and Christine live on Pieter Gennard, a small street in the neighborhood of Gielen. They were actually inspired by our series, watching the Toronto episode. How cool is that? And they created the citizens group Comité Bump, focusing on fostering livability, inclusivity, and sustainability.
Wij wonen...
Een cadeautje van de buren om bingo te spelen tijdens dat u in de file staat.
Dat is het. Ja, sommige mensen staan hier een uur aan te schuiven en dat is heel moeilijk. Ja.
So we hit the street and you guys are all in action, right? Going up to windows, talking to people. That's the thing, you're talking to them. So what are you saying to them when you hand them one of the bingo cards?
Okay, so we say, look, we are living around the corner. You will be standing here for like a lot of time and we feel sorry for you, so we want to give you a present. We give you a game to play in the car while you're waiting, and then we also ask them to read the back of the card because there is the real message.
Right.
The message that says you are in a traffic jam, but not only in the traffic jam, you are a part of the traffic jam. So maybe next time use your bike or maybe leave your car at the boundaries of this neighborhood. It's not pleasant for us because you pollute the air, you make noise, and it's difficult for us too.
It's kind of important to maybe establish we're not just like some activists, general activists. We actually live in this neighborhood.
Yes, and we are connected with this neighborhood. We like to live here because it's a really nice neighborhood, but this is an aspect that's not so nice. So, but maybe you can help us and solve the problem. Our problem, but also your problem.
They're getting their message across with these positive images. It's a great way to showcase what the street used to be and could be again, if you just step out of your car.
Why are there so many cars here on a Saturday?
All right. So this is a special street. It's a shopping street, and there are very cheap shops. So we have many people who do their groceries, who buy their groceries on a Saturday, and also many people who come from the Netherlands because we are not so far away from the border, the Dutch border, and a lot of Dutch people also have relatives here. They visit their families, and in the meantime they go and do their shopping for the rest of the week. So that's one of the reasons why there are so many cars here on a Saturday and also on a Sunday, because the shops are open on Sunday, most of them.
What is at the end of the street, Babo? Like, I mean, I know the street is the reason they're here, but like, what happens when they get to the end?
That's a deep point, so they have to go away, and they come back, and when they don't find a place,
parking
spots, so they have to circle for hours.
Vicious circle of automobile life,
And on the end there's a shopping mall, so a big shopping mall, so that's why they come also.
So the traffic is so slow moving that we've basically handed out bingo cards to all the cars that you can see in the shot. And then there was also like a little kid who showed up, and so he saw this is an issue that affects me also. I'm in, give me some cards.
Very nice to see that we are inspiring other people
Yeah,
also.
but the simplicity of it, the intuitiveness of it is, I think, is your biggest strength, right?
Yeah.
Bernard, dankjewel. Welkom in Antwerpen, in de Abgaanstraat, in de grote.
Poking fun at the politicians who prioritize cars over people, one of the activists here introduces himself to everybody as the mayor of Antwerp.
Incredibly fun, super intuitive, simple, important. But on Wednesday, it's back.
It's back.
Sunday,
Right.
Saturday,
Yes.
you know, these days that are, I mean, it's there. So what does it take for this to disappear?
I think we have to work on two levels. One level is the users of the streets. It may be next time they will rethink how they come. But the other level, and more important, I think, and more effective, is to organize the infrastructure on another way. So because it's possible to say it's a car-free shopping street, and there's a big parking, and you get free public transport to come here. That's all possible, but it's very difficult talk with them. We do it. We go to the local government, and we ask to rethink the infrastructure and rethink the whole mobility, but they are not interested in our solutions.
Antwerp really feels to me like it's a city being run as a business and not as a city populated by humans with urgent urban needs. They try to dazzle you with old school mega projects and misguided attempts at modernity. We know this game and we can see right through it. Below the gloss and the hype and the delusions of grandeur, the citizens are right there on their streets, doing what needs to be done. This is a city with many of the same issues as yours, but there are so many unique twists and quirks here that it never ceases to fascinate me. But man, what a town. It has charm, it has edge, it has amazing diversity, but most importantly, it has this growing army of citizens who just want their city back.